Amen, amen.
So let your kingdom come.
Amen, amen.
And will be done.
Amen, amen.
Amen, amen.
Amen, amen. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. Welcome to the Sunrise Morning Show here on 3FM 92.7. It is the 30th day of August, the year of our Lord. Today will mark 8 years since my father went to be with the Lord. We're keeping strong. Now I'm a full citizen. My name is Johnny Hughes. Always a pleasure to be on your radio. Noble Crosby Annan is here with me in Studio Flesh and Blood. How are you doing, Noble? Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, good to see you.
Nothing $1 million cannot do.
Of course, nothing $1 million cannot do. Looks like the Sicilia, the Parmata is not going away, much as the government wants it to vanish.
It cannot go away. Some things cannot go away. The Bank of Ghana issue cannot go away. Kujopo and Chrome's silence cannot go away. The IMF conditionalities, they coming back. They cannot go away. We just forget about it small. It cannot go away. Showdown cannot go away.
Oh my God. Hey. Too many issues. Yesterday, somebody went to the port and brought me a report. People don't declare goods. People aren't clearing goods because essentially it's expensive so to do.
Somebody, I saw a video on social media about somebody's quest to clear a vehicle. And then the duties and the charges were over 900,000 cedis. And they said that can build a 3-bedroom house. So he has left the vehicle there. He wants to use the money to go and build a house.
What? 900,000?
900,000.
To bring in a car?
The car has come already. Okay. To bring it to your house.
To bring it to your house, then you go and do roadworthy certificate, insurance, and buy fuel and maintenance.
It's just bad.
So how did when did we pass to reach here? That's because you listen to the president. He said, "Oh, the next leader, a new leader, will come and fix the problem." He has given up on us all.
The problem that he with all other presidents contributed in creating.
Right.
You're not contributing to solve, but you're leaving it to another leader.
A new leader will come and fix the problem.
So that in Ghana we don't develop, we only solve problems. Because when you come into office, all that is on your mind is how to solving this problem. And that is not necessarily improvement. It's just taking away something that is bad. It does not mean bringing something that is good. That's why we are where we are.
William, good morning.
Good morning, Director Gina. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, I hope you had a good rest.
Yeah, I was dreaming of the Wagner boss. How he suddenly died.
No. It shall happen.
He's presumed dead, please.
It shall happen.
He's presumed dead.
Yeah.
Felicity Avionio is joining us now. Felicity, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Johnny. I'm better today than yesterday.
Great.
How are you guys in the studio?
I'm better. I'm better today than yesterday and the day before and the day before. You guide us through what are we to expect by way of the weather conditions for today?
Thank you so much. Today, we are expecting it to be mostly partly cloudy or variably cloudy over the entire country this morning close to the afternoon. We have a moderate rainstorm that is Ezeko, Nigeria into Benin and parts of Burkina Faso. We expect it to come and then induce cloudiness with rain and thunderclouds over the north part of the transition and then the middle sector. And then we expect it to induce cloudiness over the southern sector with the possibility of light rain or drizzle occurring along the coastal strip. Temperatures will be 30 over the coast, 31 over the middle sector, 33 over the northern sector. The state of the sea is expected to be rough, so we still advise the fisher folks to take precautions. The Water Lake this morning is cool for fishing activities, but then by afternoon, where we are expecting the rainstorm, we should take precautions. Once the clouds are gathering and it's becoming darker, we should just advise themselves and then go home and then resume after the rain.
I see. Thank you so much, Felicity, for your time this morning. We're grateful.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Great. That Felicity Hafianyo there bringing us all the weather updates.
baby.
Told the truth.
The truth is relative.
But Mali says, tell the children the truth.
The truth is relative, Charlie.
The truth, you can't say it, you can't speak it. Because if you say
It
it,
is only in Ghana that numbers lie.
yeah, Charlie.
Everywhere, one
You
plus one
see,
is
you
two.
see the data, but the data is questioning you. The data is not providing information for you, but the data is questioning you.
Charlie, all my working life, I've never felt this tightness. Hey, Charlie,
It's bad.
Don't be small.
It's bad, and you know we are not calculating it well. Since 2017, I mean up until now, 60% of your income is gone.
It's gone. I mean, it's
Right
gone.
from start, before the money is given. So if you have not had any
Any
major
increment.
salary increment, forget about
I like
it.
the
You're-
major.
Yes, major salary. I mean, but if you earn 2,000 and they say, oh, because things are hard, they add some 150 to it. The company is just worrying you. It's just disturbing you
Hey.
because the actuality, the actuality is
People have
gone.
even changed their diets, Charlie.
Yes.
Not because they want to
Yes.
they will slim
Yes.
down. But
People have changed their diets. People are now trying to conform. Yeah, because Charlie, if you try to live your champagne life, by 2-3 days, your salary is gone. It's finished. So people are now cooking more at
don't
home.
worry, now the phase 2 of planting for food and jobs, we'll get more food.
Helen, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. We have
You don't
the
want
papers
corn.
here. A
Again,
few
you
are
don't
coming
want corn.
through.
But the ones that we planted before, where are they?
If at first you don't succeed,
Try again. If you don't succeed, try.
The leader of the park says he's looking for the next leader to come and fix the problem. You own a Ubu planting for food and jobs.
but he's living.
He's leaving, but he's not left yet.
Oh,
So we are in
he's
August.
leaving.
There's September, October,
The man
November,
has
December,
come,
4 months,
Chief.
and then another 12.
Johnny, he was
That's
there.
16 months.
That's a long time.
He has not finished that. We said, "Oh, Charlie."
But why are you sucking the man?
The next, no, but I'm saying that it's done with this. It's not me. It's the Constitution that is asking that he
It's
won't
like,
come.
it's like you want him to leave.
Many people
No,
said,
no. The Constitution says he can only run for 2 terms. I'm
Yeah.
sure that if he had another opportunity, he would say, "Give me another
No,
chance."
no,
I will-
not at 8.
4 more, 4 more, 4
No,
more.
I don't think he.
Four more to do more.
No.
The first more self couldn't more.
Oh,
The more is no more.
It could only few,
Hey, Charlie. The man checked out long time. He's just confirming to you that he has checked out.
so when Martin Pebu said that he had
He
checked
has
out,
just confirmed that
yes,
he has
that
checked
he has
out.
checked out.
And
So
you don't
Martin
want
Pebu
it.
was not. So why were people attacking Martin Pebu?
That is normal. Why don't people attack you?
Anyway, the Considered newspaper says NHIS to receive 27.7 million from World Bank Group. They're planting for the jobs part 2. Government to provide ready markets for farmers.
Oh, Johnny, did the custodian newspaper laugh?
My intestines. I can't breathe.
Mr. Hughes.
Why do you laugh at that?
PFJ part 2. Okay. Ekufado opens Africa's biggest salt mine and processing plant today. It's going to happen in Songo, the Adan area. This has gone through a presidential approval, cabinet approval, parliamentary approval. That's what 50 years of trying to get this done. YE disburses funds to garment and textile companies. The Inquisitor says that GMPC Gensa deal, Energy Ministry shreds ASEP Imani over lies against NAPO. There's also IGP leak tape, Bugri Nabu's authentication, a positive judicial confession, according to lawyer Tachan, who is chairman of the bipartisan committee in Parliament. UG students with special needs goof an attempt to dirty scholarship secretariat. Silent killer at work. JFK moves to ensure sanity in the NPP. Helen.
All right, well, I've got the ABC newspaper in front of me. Baumea's November 4 victory inevitable, predicts Brian Champon as he urges others to pull out. First Lady launches unifying campaign to fight gender inequality. Special delegates elections, NPP grassroots have spoken. It's an editorial captured in page 5. And that's about it.
Don't
Slow
hope
news
for
day.
anything. Yes.
The final newspaper on the front page, the big story is integrated maritime strategy launched to safeguard territorial waters from criminals. The story is on page 2. There's also a mention of YEA begins disbursement of funds to 2,540 beneficiaries today. First Lady launches unifying campaign to promote gender equality and train students to be creators, not just repairers of machines. Education Minister to TVET institutions.
Yes, William.
I need to take this slowly.
Yes,
the Republic Press. Republic
Republic
Press.
Bless.
All you need is land. That's according to Brian Champon, who has sown seeds of agricultural revitalization. NAPO cleared as ministry debunks ASEP and Imani's claims on gas sales agreement. MPP's Justin Kodia talks tough, vows to crack the whip on erring members. And UG students with special needs demand removal of scholarship secretariat registrar. Leaked tape, I was told Dampari is an NDC man and would make MPP lose 2024 general elections. That's according to Bugri Nabu. Salif Keita, Golden Voice of Africa, the musician, is supporting the Malian coup leaders. And on the front page of the publisher, the question is, will Akufo-Addo's government jail journalists over LGBT reportage after he sweet-talked Kamala Harris? MPP elders called emergency meeting over Boachi Ejakun at Dynamo 9-9 draw.
Anyway, let's check page 2 of the custodian newspaper, where President Akufo-Addo will be commissioning the Electrochem salt mine and processing plant located in Ada Sege in the Greater Accra region. The salt mine processing plant, which is the biggest in Africa, has the capacity to produce about 1 million metric tons, 250 tons per hour of salt per annum to supply to local and export markets. Electrochem Salt also intends to move to value addition by 2024 by building the salt refinery with revenue and value chain expected to be about $1 billion. The company currently employs over 3,000 youth, which is double the number that was expected to be employed. So this is what we have there, the biggest in Africa. And for me, I am happy for the people of Adan if they are in concert with Electrochem, because all this while, even with parliamentary approval, has been what the accounts call pinching. They are fighting over it, who owns it. This chief says we have not agreed, blah, blah, blah. Now the president is going there. Question I ask is the president going there because everybody has agreed, or the president is going there to stamp his authority on the thing? Or the people have now come to say that, okay, we have seen how this will help us, so come and do it for us. I want a lasting solution to the whole thing, because this is the biggest in Africa. We're going to get $1 billion annually from it. It's cool money that we can collect and go enjoy.
That's right.
So sometimes I wonder, it is a castle, but I come there. I bet there.
We have a lot of resources. I mean,
Yes.
the last time I listed all the minerals.
Yes.
We have
Plenty.
plenty.
Yes.
And so it's just leadership and the way we also negotiate. We negotiate with the community members in mind. We negotiate with the nation in mind. We negotiate with business development in mind.
Right.
And then we're able to safeguard the resources that we have in terms of the expected returns. So that's what we've not been doing. You know, America has a lot of oil.
Yes.
But they know what they are doing.
Yes.
They are not.
They have
just
not
opening-
touched it yet.
Exactly.
Yes,
They have a lot of minerals. If you go to Russia, they have oil. They have all the minerals, but they are making sure that the future generation benefits from it. But we just open it up for political reasons. You have all kind of political players just going in there and just taking money, and when you go on the ground, the country is still not
because
developed at all.
Because for me, sea never dries. If we have the sea perpetually available and we can mine salt from the sea and make money from it, this is something that God has given to us for free. So why are we struggling over it? We can easily convince Nigeria to say, buy our salt and use that to refine your oil. We can convince all the other neighboring countries that have oil to say, buy our salt and use it. So people won't cross to Brazil to go and bring salt to come and refine their oil.
Salt for oil.
Yes.
Yeah, we can. It's a novel.
It has not happened
Exactly.
before. It has not happened
Now that
before.
we've decided to go back to barter trade, we should
Yeah.
really think about it.
So this is how the vice president said it. In the new administration, we will have salt for oil. And it is a very novel idea.
Helen, I was telling you, the
The
vice
NDC
president
people, they
changed how
don't
he laughs.
understand these things.
He said he's going to change his
He
laugh.
should change how he laughs.
Oh no, I think we've
It's-
gotten
we
used
like
to
it.
it. We
We
like
like
it.
His
We
laughter
like
is not
it.
presidential.
we
at
have
all.
seen it. We like it. We love it.
Yeah, we have taken it.
PFJ part 2. Helen, how does that sound to you?
It's like a movie. You didn't finish watching part 1. You're not too sure how part 2 and whether part 1 and whether the blowman and the killer
the protagonist and antagonist.
You don't know how the final showdown went, and yet they want to release the part 2 of the movie. So you're left wondering. The plot is thickened though in part
Yeah,
1, but
so
it
what
never
happened
reached a
here?
conclusion.
This is part 1.
This is so this is part 2.
Part 1A.
Part 1A.
Yeah, part 2B.
I mean, we can only hope for a new and improved model. We've seen some.
Did you come to meet the cassette side A and side B?
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Side,
Of course.
So we are playing side B.
Side B of yes.
the same cassette.
But this one you have to use a pen to
Yeah,
take it backwards.
yeah, that's what we are
The
doing.
radio is not really working.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we're watching this space because I'm not sure how successful part 1 was. The price of food skyrocketing to the point where I don't really know if we're coming or going. Food inflation remains our biggest headache. We import almost everything.
You know, when Planting for Food and Jobs Part 1 happened, the minister was in Parliament in the first year in 2017 to say that 745,000 jobs had been created. That's the man who was to be president, who came number 4, on the primaries
That's
that
right.
time. He said 745,000 jobs in 2017. So if we're doing just even an estimate and an average calculation, 745. Let's beat it down to 500,000 every single year. We won't have the numbers complaining that they don't have jobs on the streets. We won't.
Well, what it will say is Russia, Ukraine, COVID came in. That's what we're told is the reason for us regressing.
Well, there's war in Russia. Is Russia complaining as much as we are? The people who are in the middle of the war, Ukraine, Russia, are they complaining as much as we are? How does somebody go and eat bad food and you get on his stomach over it?
Sometimes it looks like if the war in Ukraine ends, Ghana will be the worst affected because we won't have any reason again.
A shame.
And
A
yet-
shame.
and
A
yes, it's
shame.
it, and
A
yet-
shame. It's not looking good.
Not looking good.
The situation on the ground is not something that is, so yesterday when we read about the IMF rep who's resident with us saying that the economy is looking better, looking more stable. The callers during the Voice of the People segment, those of you called said, what metrics really? Is he using?
The IMF needs to tell a good story to justify why they had to be called in. Because even though we are members of the IMF has to justify why they always have to come in to be the savior. And mind you, they are doing business.
That's right.
They give us money, they expect money back, and they are no fools. So they give you the money, they know that you will be reckless. They'll send somebody to come and sit at the Bank of Ghana, somebody to go and sit at the Finance Ministry. Somebody is actually looking over your shoulders and breathing down your neck to ensure that the thing is that you have like literally an invigilator. So far as you're doing what they want you to do, they say you're doing very well. But the reality on the ground, are we doing very well? The president said he admits that there are challenges, even though he has not admitted his portion of the blame, right? And that's something that the government has avoided all this while. He says, there's a problem. That is one. What contribution did he make to the creation of the problem? He has not admitted. But beyond that, he says, the next leader. And they wait for the next
And
leader.
dare I say, government took such a long time to even admit that we were in a crisis. We had to they went to the IMF kicking and screaming, we will not go, we know what we're doing, we have all of the answers.
In Ghana, we call it abachi. William knows that abachi. You're playing a match with somebody and they score you, and you are down by 2 or 3 goals, and then they ask you, Charlie, how is it going? Say, Charlie, abachi.
And you look at what's going on in Gabon, and the reasons that are cited. The reasons that are cited are not far from the reasons that we talk about each and every morning. Irresponsible governance, not prudent use of resources.
Same thing in Burkina Faso, same thing in Niger, same thing in Guinea, same thing in Gabon. So, will our leaders ever learn?
I mean, if you hear the story that the Bongo family has been in office for well over 50 years, and then you begin to wonder if it's a dynasty. And when they have an election and Ali Bongo is making about 64% of the votes and it's disputed, and the following hours we hear the military is taking over. It only tells us that, look, we are still not learning. And I blame ECOWAS for some of these things, because when the issues happened in Niger, they were so much on the junta, and I wasn't hearing anything warning other civilian heads of state to be doing the right thing. I mean, admonishing them to stick to the constitution, because that's what the cry has been. Anytime somebody decides to do a constitutional coup, as it were, nobody condemns him, because we have a couple of them next door. Togo is still there, Ivory Coast is still there, and Ali Bongo, he's not even well.
Yeah.
And he's still holding on to power. And this is what
There's something sweet there.
I don't know.
I think we're paying attention to the aftermath of the coup than what causes it.
Exactly the point I'm making. Exactly the point I'm
We're
making.
talking about the
sustainable.
residual issues.
Yeah.
So a respected person like Alassane Ouattara, I held that man so high. He comes into office and 2 times he's touched the constitution and he's there. And he was the first. He was the first to announce that he was going to send 1,000 soldiers to Niger to fix what? The double standards will not take us anywhere, and West Africa is getting poorer by the day. I mean, if you travel around Ghana, I always say that I won't go outside Ghana. Ghana is not there at all in terms of development. Look at Accra.
No.
If you move beyond the main roads and you enter, even at Osu, you leave the Oxford Street and enter. You see what I'm talking about.
That's right.
If you move beyond
Old poverty.
37
That's right.
Shashi
Yes.
Road, Accra has finished.
Yes, people look at the highways and think we are there.
Somebody just sent me a message. He says, "Good morning, my brother. Please check the size and weight of sachet water in the country. They have reduced the content."
Because they can't increase it.
Content
Because if you increase
analysis.
the price, nobody will buy.
Yes.
Content
If
analysis.
you increase the price, nobody
And
will buy.
we need water to drink to survive.
see-
Yesterday I brought up Gabon. I said
He said they have reduced the content.
it's serious. Oh,
Now,
it is
Nkati Water is
serious.
only 11.
Oh,
And if you are getting people like Salif Keita supporting the military junta in Niger, it tells you something.
With his
Yeah.
fan base.
With his fan base. And I'm reading now that there was shock, there was bafflement. These are the English language that they have used. These were some of the reactions among a group of music fans when Mali's much beloved Salif Keita, known as the Golden Voice of Africa, was appointed as a special advisor to the coup leader in Niger. And so, if people like this, can you imagine if this thing happens in your country and people with huge following begin to support the coup leaders? What are we going to have in West Africa? So, if they are condemning the soldiers, they should also condemn the coup makers in suits. In any case, a lot of these soldiers are also backed by civilians when this coup d'etat happen.
Like what is happening in
Of
Niger
course.
now.
like what is going on
They are
in
backed by
Niger?
civilians. Even the plotting, we have
Yeah.
civilians inside.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So they shouldn't make it look at just the soldiers just being adventurous and destabilizing countries.
Anyway, we have to go.
Exactly.
Thank you, lady
Exactly.
and gentlemen. But remember that the size and content of your sachet water has been reduced.
They have no